Hey, how y'all doing? This is a quick check-in. It's Roz. I just had a wonderful 4th of July event. As you all know, I have often shared different tidbits about my journey to healing, and you all know that I'm very expressive, I'm very open, and I'm very transparent because I think for my healing process, that's what it has taken. Now, for some people, they're very private, they're very, they write, they journal. I do all of it. I have my inner circle and I have my innermost circle. There's people I tell everything, and then there's people that I say, oh, it's rough some days, whatever. And those who have been with me along the way kind of know that no matter what it is, it's always the truth. Now, one thing I've learned during this healing process is, number one, it's mine and mine alone. No matter what I say, no one's going to make me feel better at this point. This is really my responsibility to take healing into my own hands. Kind of like with medicine, that they always tell you that the patient has to be proactive. The patient has to be open, and you have to actually chart your own path, if you will. What traditional medicine may work for one patient may not work for another. And it's the same thing with grief or trauma or anything. What works for one person probably may not work for you. And what I want to encourage you to do is to never feel pressure to follow any particular path that makes other people comfortable with your journey. Today I learned that lesson because while people really mean well and they want you to get better quick, that's their problem. It's not yours to solve. I love my family. They have been my riders. They have been so loving, so strong and supportive. And they're always checking, are you okay? Are you okay? Well, you'll never be totally okay, but you'll have the peace of God. And, you just have to be clear with that every day is different. This isn't a straightforward process. It's linear. It's circular. It's complex. It's unpredictable some days. Some days I might see something and I'll be like, oh my God, that smells like Ron, or oh my God, that's where, that's our favorite spot, or whatever it is. I don't avoid any of those experiences because I believe that the healing journey requires that kind of excavation or that kind of exploration. So here's to people who feel like they got to hurry up and get better with whatever they're dealing with, whether it's I'm getting a divorce, or my husband left me 3 years ago, or, my child's acting a fool and I still haven't gotten over the fact I feel like I failed, or I'm dealing like Roz with the death of a loved one unexpectedly or expectedly over a long-term illness, or the death of a relationship, or anything that you view as traumatic. Don't let people tell you how it should be for you. They may have really good intentions, but mostly what happens with grief, with family members and people who love you is America doesn't really talk about the unpleasantries of life a lot. Other cultures talk about death and as a part of, the whole circle of life and all that. But American Western culture really doesn't like dealing with pain or unpleasantries. So what I have found people have said to me is, hey girl, you ready to start dating? Or, all kinds of stuff. Or, we just want you to feel better. No, what you really want is to not feel that you need to do something about my pain. And I want to stress that. You, the loved ones in my life, have nothing to do with the pain that I have experienced or am recovering from. So please don't feel this sense of, I need to say something, I need to do something. Sometimes just listening and just checking in, or just holding a person's hand, or just doing whatever God tells you to do. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do. So don't try to make them feel better. Let them have their own healing process and let them move forward their way. I would encourage you to not feel uncomfortable with the healing journey. Those of you who feel like, oh, it's been 2 years and I still don't feel like myself. Maybe it's because you've been listening to too many other people and you've been taking detours. On my journey, I'm not taking any detours. Someone said to me today, girl, you traveling all the time. You're doing this. I'm tired of hearing about you going this place. You and Ronnie. And you know what I said to them? Then don't follow me. Then don't read my post, because until I'm satisfied and until I'm where I feel in my soul that I need to be, beloved, I'll keep on talking. I don't owe you an explanation for how I'm going to follow up my healing process. And I thought it was just too funny and too ironic that they felt the liberty to tell me that, well, I just keep hearing about it and I'm just not comfortable. And I just said, how many of us have allowed someone to prod us along with a process that we weren't ready to engage in. How many of you guys are faking it until you make it because you don't want to be a burden to people? You better stop. You're going to hurt yourself. If you are not ready to move forward, and if you feel in some way that you are still hurting and traumatized, get counseling. Find people who are willing to objectively walk you through the process. But above all things, do not lie. Do not fake it. And do not feel obliged to show other people, see, I'm okay. If I'm not okay, I tell people I'm not okay. And those people that love me are going to say, well, okay, we understand that. And they're just going to roll the punches the way that we roll the punches with people in their lives. So, Lord, I'm lifting up the people right now who are in the healing process, who don't know what the next steps are and really wish this whole healing process would just be over. Just like Roz, me. Thank you, Lord, for your processing, and you do it your way in a way that no one else can. And I trust you in the healing process. I ask you to bless people with peace that passes all knowledge, that we are filled with all the fullness of God, and bless their family and friends who are trying to find ways to navigate the healing process with them so that they don't feel the discomfort that is unnecessary, but is simply a part of the cycle of life and death. I love you guys. Thank you for praying. Keep praying. And as I say, be yourself in your healing process.